Well, this is the CTfastrak bus rapid transit system. It connects two cities in central Connecticut, New Britain, and our capital city of Hartford.
It follows the Interstate 84 corridor, which from an original study was determined to be the most in need of finding solutions for traffic.
Although we did assess widening the highway lanes in that area, we looked at rail options.
When they looked at those options, bus rapid transit, because of its flexibility, gave the best return on investment. The corridor that we actually chose was because it was an existing rail and passenger freight corridor. We were able to build our project within the right-of-way that really limited the impact that we had on the neighborhoods that we were building within by being able to build in that existing corridor. We also have, in the first 5 miles, we were able to put a multi-use trail within the right-of-way of our project.
Yeah, when we first started the system, there's a lot of opposition to it. I think that came from a place of not really understanding what BRT was. We've actually seen that tone, that conversation shift to now we're talking to people and people are telling us how much they love it and how it's benefited them. There's so much economic growth and economic vitality that was just supercharged by this system.
Development has followed CTfastrak. We're Connecticut Department of Transportation. We don't have any control over local development or zoning rules. So we were relying on the 4 municipalities that we operate through to make the right decisions on what they could do with the areas around the stations.
When Fastrak was built, there were some communities that were a little resistant to Fastrak and a little resistant to development around it. We saw the complete reverse. We saw incredible interest of people wanting to be near transit.
It was attractive to us to develop here because the town of West Hartford encourages development near transit. So our building at 616 New Park leased up within 2.5 months to full occupancy, which speaks to the demand and what people really want and where they want to live.
Thanks to CTfastrak, I don't have to drive most days and I'm able to really get comfortable. It's phenomenal.
Our ridership in the corridor after Fastrak opened more than doubled.
They saw that bus rapid transit could deliver the most riders for the lowest construction cost.
There's a lot of benefits, whether it's flexibility or cost. That's where you start to see the benefits of a BRT system over that of a fixed rail.
We have service here in the peak period every 7.5 minutes at the station. To get that kind of level of service for rail, you couldn't compare the operating costs for those types of things. And that frequency of service is what brings the rider in, and we have even more flexibility than the rail system does because we can bring you to your final destination.
You know, when you're with rail, you could only go from point A to point B where the infrastructure is, where the tracks, where the station is. With the BRT system that we have here in Connecticut, you'll see a lot of the buses come on the guideway, but they'll also exit and continue along different established routes that they have.
So we have routes that run the entire length of the guideway. We have other routes that operate for only a portion of it, and then get off the guideway and take folks over to places like Central Connecticut State University, where we have a population of about 10,000 students.
If I'm not driving and I get to be in the passenger seat and sometimes I'll pull out a book or I'll just be enjoying my beats, it's phenomenal.
We built a guideway just for the buses. It's just like a rail system in that way.
We also wanted our stations to have permanence. We wanted them to be something that the communities could evolve around. Therefore, we wanted to offer amenities that would help make people be comfortable.
It definitely low-key feels futuristic, especially with the style and the new modernization of the stations. You can expect to have that shelter. You can expect to be getting a new bus pass, any tickets if you need any. You can take a seat. And there's signs that alert you to when the next bus is coming, and it takes you to train stations as well. I'm going down to Union Station and the like. It's really a great connector.
Our express buses can use the CTfastrak to bypass traffic, so it makes their on-time performance better.
Before this system came in place, it would take you anywhere from 46 to 52 minutes to make that trip. Well, now with CTfastrak, you can get on the bus in New Britain and get to downtown Hartford in 26 minutes. Big change.
It is driving development. Again, the proof's in the pudding. And when you speak to some of those companies and you ask them what encouraged you to start a business here or now or in this location, one of the consistent themes that you'll hear is the creation of the CTfastrak station.
The city of New Britain jumped on board very early. They had a huge boom in their downtown area in terms of development. In the last 8 years since Fast Track has opened, there's been more development than there was 30 years prior to that.
So the Fast Track, when it opened, it really sparked the opportunity for development, especially housing. Our company, Troutbrook Realty Advisors, developed a apartment building which is adjacent to this Fast Track station.
And so what we decided to do was really take a look at what the best way to help developers and help our community thrive in this area. And that was through developing a TOD. We actually created a moratorium for uses that were purely car-centric, storage units, things like that. It was to develop within a quarter mile of the Fast Track stations to allow more density, to allow decreased parking requirements. If you have affordable housing as part of that plan, you can have a higher floor ratio and hundreds of units coming online in this area, walkable area, and people want to be here.
This allows our residents the opportunity to not only live in a great town in West Hartford, but also the opportunity to get to their jobs, which may not be in West Hartford. They might be in surrounding areas like the city of Hartford.
So we've had tens of millions of dollars, and we predict hundreds of millions of dollars of investment of development that is coming in this area that was actually underdeveloped, and so we're thrilled.
So again, that economic vitality that we're seeing right now, we're seeing that all along the CTfastrak corridor. That's no longer a matter of if it can do it, it's doing it right now, and we're seeing it every day.